1.
Okay. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to close the second international workshop of the Structuralist Development Macroeconomics Research Group. The central theme of the workshop was the new green developmentalism, structural change, and policies for economic transition. The workshop would not be possible without the support of many people and institutions. I'd like to thank Professor José Márcio Carvalho, Director of the Faculty of Economics, Administration, Account, and Public Policy of the University of Brasília, Professor Roberto Ellery, Head of the Department of Economics of the University of Brasília, Professor Antônio Correia de Lacerda, President of the Federal Council of Economics, Professor José Luiz Pagnuzati, President of the Regional Council of Economics of the Federal District, Professor Kércia Kemenach, President of the Regional Council of Economics of the State of Goiás, Letícia Dufay, Director for Brazil and South Cone of the French Development Agency, Embassy of India, and the City Hall of Pirenópolis. All of these institutions and people were very important for the organization of the workshop. I would also give special thanks to the keynote speakers and the 190 people who submitted papers to the workshops. There are persons from Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Spain, Italy, and the United Kingdom. It was a truly international workshop. I would like also to thank the members of the Structuralist Development Macroeconomics Research Group. Without their support and effort, the workshop would be possible. Daniel Moura and Professor Orey were great and helping and be present during these days and organizing all the process. And a lot of people, a lot of members of the research group worked a lot for our 3 days of seminar. Finally, in the name of the Structuralist Development Macroeconomics Research Group, I would like to thank the people that follow the workshop on the YouTube and the other social medias. The research group has now more than 1,000 registered members on YouTube. Now, you can go to YouTube and register to the group and start to follow a lot of workshops, programs, meetings, seminars that happens during the year in the YouTube. The papers presented by the keynote speakers will be published in a special number of the Paulo Círio Sabino Quarterly Review. A collection of the papers submitted to regular sections will be published by the Revista Prática de Administração Pública, published by Federal University of Santa Maria. Then I'd like to thank the editors of both reviews for the publication of the material that were part of our seminar. The economic growth in Brazil and most of Latin America during neoliberalism has been based on agricultural and mineral commodities. It has been based on the exploitation of natural comparative advantages. One of the results of this policy of one of the results of the neoliberalism was the deindustrialization of the region and reduced economic growth. In the last decade, for example, the poverty increased in the region and increased in Brazil. GDP in Brazil now is lower than 2010. A central question is how to move away from the neoliberal model that combines commodity production and finance to a new model, a new economic model. Yesterday, for example, neoliberalism had a new victory in Brazil, the privatization of Eletrobras. Eletrobras was one of the largest public enterprise worldwide that produced renewable energy. It is necessary for Brazil and Latin America and other countries worldwide to enter a new period of development that combines democracy, higher economic growth, income distribution, higher employment of higher quality, lower environmental impact. It is a big challenge that we face now. We believe that it's possible to build a political and economic model that is able to answer to these challenges that are important: democracy, economic growth, income distribution, environment protection. We have to think what are the base of a new development model, and that will be able to improve the quality of life and the environment. These are complex questions. The goal of the workshop was to debate these questions and give some answer for these questions. How you think this new model from an economic perspective. It was the reason why we call the workshop the New Green Developmentalism. We strongly believe that the workshop was very successful in raising, debating, and presenting these ideas. The numbers that I just gave shows that we were very successful in debating and providing some answer to these important questions. And what is important to talk also now, you are being able to present an alternative way for our countries. In the during the neoliberalism, the neoliberal economists are the main supporters of this economic model. The economic model that brought for us the industrialization, lower economic growth, environment destruction, and higher income inequality. As a heterodox economist, I think were able to give some answers, and the seminar was very successful and answered some of these questions. People that you read and look at the YouTube, you can find some of these answers. You can find a lot of very interesting ideas on how to build a better world. It was what I have to say. I'd like to thank everybody. Just say that next year you'll have the third workshop, and it will be a pleasure to meet you again next year. Okay. It was what I have to say. I'd like to thank everybody. see you next year on the seminar, or one of the workshops or activities that you can follow the research group on YouTube.